Kristina, and I'm a librarian at the Wiarton and Sauble Beach branches. Are you looking for something fun to do this summer? Well, we've got the Summer Reading Club, which is available for children 12 and under to register for. You can do that by going to our website and going to our online resource called Beanstack to log in and register, or you can also download the app to track your minutes. So the more minutes you read in the Summer Reading Club, the more chances you have to win special badges and enter for our monthly prizes that we draw for in July and August. You can also stop by the branch to pick up your Summer Reading Club package, which will include some fun things like stickers, a button that says Superstar Summer Reading Club 2024, and you start with a red ribbon, and however many minutes and hours you read, you can collect a whole rainbow of colors, including some silver and gold ones near the end. There's a bingo activity that you can participate in. There is an optical illusion you can make with instructions, an activity book, and also a login to see some of the activities through the TD Summer Reading Club that sponsors our packages. And then when you also come to the branch in July and August, you can see how many minutes the children at your branch have read, because they all kind of get tabulated, and we can see how many people are registered and all those fun details. And then you can join our weekly programs. So you can visit your branch to find out when those are. And there'll be 8 programs. For week 1, it's called Astronauts in Training. And I'm going to share one of the books from the Wiarton branch that I'll be reading. And it's actually written by an astronaut named Chris Hadfield, and it's called The Darkest Dark. It's illustrated by the Fan Brothers, and it's about Chris when he was a little boy. So it's really fun to read about how a real life astronaut, something that happened to him when he was little. And so here we go. Chris was an astronaut, an important and very busy astronaut. He's made his own rocket ship. When it was time to take a bath, he told his mother, "I'd love to, but I'm saving the planet from aliens." Look who his alien is. It's his little dog. When it was time to get out of the bath and go to bed, he told his father, politely, because astronauts are always polite, "Sorry, no can do, I'm on my way to Mars." An astronaut's work is never done, so astronauts do not like to sleep. Do you think that's true? But their parents do. "You're a big boy now," said Chris's father. "You have to sleep in your own bed." And Chris tried, he really did, but his room was dark, very, very dark. The kind of dark that attracts the worst sort of aliens. Do you see any aliens that might be in his room? But his parents meant it, and Chris was going to sleep in his own bed tonight. They're taking him back. His mom and dad checked under his bed and checked in the closet and even in his underwear drawer, and they declared that the room was 100% alien-free. That's a good thing there weren't aliens in his underwear. They tucked Chris in, they turned on the nightlight, they even gave him a special bell to ring if he was nervous. And in his room there's a news article that has a special title. It said, "Moon Bound, 8:32 a.m. blast off." I wonder what that has to do with. And here he's in his bed. Cling! Cling Kong! Cling, cling, cling! Oh, there's something up behind him in his bed. And then it says, they took the bell away. I wonder if he was ringing it too much. And then his father said something that worried Chris even more than the dark did. One more peep, young man, and I'm afraid we will be too tired to go next door tomorrow. But tomorrow would be a special day, a very special day. Chris had to go next door. His life pretty much depended on it. What's happening next door? So Chris stayed in his own bed without a peep. It took a long time to fall asleep, but when he did, he had his favorite dream. It's pretty cute, his dog gets to sleep with him. He flew his spaceship all the way up to the moon. Look at that. His flag says Chris and Albert. That must be his dog. The next day seemed to last forever, but finally, when the moon was shining over the lake and the summer wind was ruffling the leaves of the tree, Chris ran next door. I like the bushes out behind the house. The house was already full of people, all gathered around the TV. The only TV in the whole island that he lives on. Chris found a spot where he could see through the crowd, and what he saw was astronauts, real live astronauts on the actual faraway moon. They were wearing puffy white suits and jumping for joy, jumping so high because there was so much less gravity there. The grown-ups huddled around the TV were amazed. Their whole lives long, they'd never expected to see the sight. Even Chris, who had just been to the moon the night before in his dreams, was amazed. He'd never really noticed how dark it was there. Outer space was the darkest dark ever. That night, Chris did a little experiment. He turned off all the lights in his room, even the night light. It was still dark, very, very dark. There were still shadows that looked a little, well, alien, but nothing had changed. But Chris had changed. He'd seen the darkness of the universe was so much bigger and deeper than the darkness in his room. But he was not afraid. He wanted to explore every corner of the night sky. For the first time, Chris could see the power and mystery and the velvety black beauty of the dark. And he realized you're never really alone there. Your dreams are always with you, just waiting. Big dreams about the kind of person you want to be. Wonderful dreams about the life you will live. That's a pretty cool dream he's got. There's a whale and rockets and jellyfish. This one even looks like a half owl, half rocket. Planets. Dreams that actually come true. And this book is pretty special because it tells us a bit about Chris Hadfield and growing up, where he grew up and how he wanted to be an astronaut. And then it even has pictures. And here he's in space playing his guitar, or outside in a space chute. I really hope you enjoyed that story. And then the activity I have for part of that week is how, when astronauts are in space, how they use hand signals to tell each other information when they're all in their spacesuits and they're outside in outer space. So let's see, what do I have to share? The first one is if they want people to pause because they have to maybe listen to something or stop, they need people to stop their work really suddenly, they will hold up their hand like a fist like this. And also, sometimes they're working in space and they might only be able to signal with one hand because their other hand is maybe holding on to a special tool or the spaceship. So they count using just one hand, and those numbers might have to do with maybe how much their suit is inflated, or different, it says it could be suit pressure, water pressure, or temperature. And so they'll count kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they'll take their hand and they'll turn it to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's how they'll show all their counting. And then the last signal that I learned that they use sometimes is if they are having trouble hearing, like their mic isn't working that they use to communicate, they will go point to themselves, and then they'll take their hand and they'll wave it over their ear as a way to say that they have no sound coming in through their mics. So I hope you enjoyed learning about some of those hand signals. You can also visit, I believe we got those from the NASA site, so you can check out their website for more cool astronaut information. But I hope you'll join us for week 1 of the Summer Reading Club at our branches, and you have a great summer.